be online. And if it is, I don't know yet, but we'll find out in a moment. And if it actually is, hello, bear with me for a moment. How you going, Zeb?
What?
Hello.
Hey,
Hey, how you going?
I'm pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
What are you doing?
I know you've been waiting anxiously for me to finally start the stream.
Yeah. Oh, is it on?
Yeah, no, it's on now.
Oh, hello everyone. Don't go to
Alright.
Dipley.
What?
Don't go to Dipley.com.
Why not?
I'm currently looking at 16 kind of creepy pics that are actually kind of hilarious. This
I
one is
have...
blowing out her candles on her cake, but catching her hair on fire. I don't know how that's creepy or hilarious. I mean, it is kind of funny. I guess it's kind of hilarious, but like, it's not really creepy.
Yeah. So what's the
Like,
website again?
Dipley.com.
How's that spelled?
Diply.
Okay, so the website is DIPLY. That's the website not to go to.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Zeb.
Yeah.
Alright, so hello everyone. I'm Eamon, and this is Catching Up with Eamon and Zeb. And it's a show we do weekly, apparently. And we're just going to chat to you for a little bit about some random stuff. So how have you been going, Zeb?
Oh, you know.
You're breaking up. So just like the usual.
I come home and I don't do the job. Then I have sleep. Then I go do the job. Then I come home and I don't do the job.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's like the most relatable story I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Although it might not be if you consider like everyone sort of like who think they're the majority of the world aren't. And a lot of people live completely differently.
Yeah. Dang people without jobs.
Yeah, their life is more like they go home and they don't do the job, and then they go out and they still don't do a job.
Yeah. All those people who are just doing jobs all day. Just heaps of little jobs.
Yeah, or there's people who do jobs until they just pass out, and then they wake up and do more jobs.
Yeah, then there's people doing jobs in like hotel rooms with sourcing music.
Yeah, they're the luckiest ones of all.
Yeah.
Prostitutes, great. If anyone does the job, it's them.
Yeah.
So you said that you've been playing a lot of Overwatch.
Yeah.
Is that all you have to say about that?
Good game.
I don't play Overwatch. Who's your favorite guy?
At the moment, it's Roadhog. He's like this big fat. Okay, let's do an introduction to Overwatch 101. So there's like 24 characters ish. Actually, no, it's more like 23 at the moment. But they release new ones constantly, which is a pretty good thing for a console game. Well, it's not really console; it's PC. But there are 4 classes. You have DPS class, which is like the shooters that are usually easy to kill, but they do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Tanks, which do a lot less damage, but they're hard to kill. Defense, which is really a non-class. They're just sort of defense. I don't know what that means. It just means they're annoying. And then support, which is supposed to be, they're almost all healers except for one of them who's like everyone hates because they're not really a healer.
Yeah.
It used to be a healer, but then they changed them. But I mostly play tanks.
Okay. Alright, so what's your favorite thing about the game?
I don't have to aim because I only play tanks.
And Roadhog is a tank.
Yeah, well, actually, I have to aim with Roadhog. But he's pretty much just a one-trick pony. You have to, like, one hit, land the hook on him, and then kill him. And if it doesn't work, you run away and hope they don't kill you.
Okay.
He's really good because he self-heal.
And so what's the thing about the game that pisses you off the most?
Oh, May.
May?
Character May.
Character May.
Yeah.
What's wrong with her? Or him?
I actually like playing May a lot. May is a character which can freeze and thus immobilize people.
Yeah.
Everyone hates that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at her now.
It's very, very unfun.
She looks really, like, unapologetic.
Yeah, the most annoying part is when she kills you and you're immobile for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
And she kind of has this vague, like, despondent look on her face. Like, she doesn't really understand what's going on. She's a little scared. She's a little confused. And then she sort of slowly, jaggedly aims the gun up at your head.
Yeah.
And, like, clearly doesn't understand what's going on, and then you're dead.
So it's really not satisfying.
Oh, it's a very unsatisfying death. But then when you play, mate, and you do that to someone,
Yeah.
I try to look as derpy as possible. I like swivel the run around and look all That's great.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And how did you find out about the game? Even though it's been like the news, for months, every single person was playing it. It's like people got sick of Pokemon Go and they're like, "Ooh, that's gross now." And they're like, "Ooh, Blizzard just released a game."
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how it happened.
Pretty much. Like, it was one of those vague background things I kept hearing about. There was some controversy about one of their butts.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, I remember that now.
One of them showed too much butt, but then that character wouldn't show butt. Now they don't show as much butt.
I remember they were like...
They show the butt more happily now. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I started playing it because they have free weekends occasionally where you can just download and play the game.
Yeah, no, you tried to rope me into that, and I was like,
Yeah, I played it, and I went, I'm fucking terrible at this game. And I was shit all weekend, and I hated it. So then I bought it, and I got better at it.
Okay. How much did you pay for it?
At the time, it was $60 because I got it secondhand during bonus extra cheap time.
How many hours do you think you've played of it now?
At least 100.
At least 100.
I don't know. It doesn't really have it tracks all of your hours.
Yeah.
But the character that I used to play the most was called Diva, which is another tank that can fly.
Yeah.
When I say tank, they're not literally like panzers and stuff, like cannons and stuff like that. It's been big, heavy things with lots of health.
Yeah. So do you play online with a headset?
I don't use the headset all the time, but it's always online. You can only play it online. There's no offline.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. But do you listen to everyone yelling at each other?
Yeah, mostly I mute them.
That says a lot about the community.
Yeah, sometimes they're good. It's just that there's a lot of kids. I think if I got it on PC, which I might do, it would be better.
Yeah.
Just that online on the console, they're just either they don't talk or they're children, and children are kind of annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, so in terms of other games, PS Plus recently released a bunch of games for free. One of them was Titan Souls, and we've been playing that back and forth, trying to beat the fucking horrible bosses in it, which are... It's a game that's exclusively about fighting bosses, and as you can imagine, it's extremely frustrating.
Yeah, the worst part is that you only have 1 health. The best part is that you only have 1 health. But the bosses...
Yeah, that's the best part.
Actually, the bosses are actually like if you're really fighting a boss. Like if you're at work and your boss was like, "Fight me."
It'd be like if
a Yeti monster.
Yeah, it'd be like if you went into your office that you work in and you're like, "Hey boss, how are you going today?" And you said it wrong, and they just sort of punched you in the face, and then you had to start the day again.
Yeah, and they turn around and they're a giant plant monster.
The problem with Titan Souls, the frustrating thing, I wouldn't say it's a problem, it does keep you playing, is that it's extremely unsatisfying when you die.
I think that's the best bit.
That's the funniest part, is you're fighting this horrible beast, and then you're jumping around the screen for 5 minutes while the music's like... And then you get a few shots in, you cut off some of its arms, and then all of a sudden it swings its least useful arm against the wall and bumps you and you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's an extremely frustrating game.
Yeah. It's clearly doing a spin on Dark Souls, which Dark Souls is exactly like that as well.
Yeah. I haven't played Dark Souls either.
More than 1 health in Dark Souls, but... It's still a very similar thing. I think since you have a PS4, I'm biased. My first Dark Souls game was a game called Bloodborne, which I think is better than Dark Souls.
Okay.
So, hate me in the comments, viewers.
Everyone, hate him in the comments.
Hate me in the comments.
Please.
I did enjoy I've only played Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, to be fair, so I have no perspective on the rest of the Dark Souls series, and please don't hate me heaps.
Please hate him.
I didn't think Dark Souls 3 was that great. I thought Bloodborne was better.
Hate him more than me, who's never played any of them. Because I'm pure.
Maitland couldn't play any of them. Maitland. Not Maitland.
Fucking Maitland.
Maitland.
So the other thing I've been thinking about is I watched the movie Zodiac yesterday. And I'm pretty sure you probably know a bit about the Zodiac history just by like cultural absorption.
Yeah, that's that movie about that guy. He's traveling along and he has to get the talismans, which each represent a different star sign, and each of them give you different powers. That's it, isn't it?
No.
Jackie Adventures?
No, that's a completely different thing. I don't even know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
Not even star signs in Jackie Chan Adventures. They're like,
are you talking about monkey magic? But no, Zodiac's a movie. It's about a serial killer from the early 1900s.
He was a fucking Gemini.
The early end of the 1900s. And he was a...
And everyone hates Geminis, apparently. And that's why he killed everyone.
That's probably accurate. Basically, the movie's about some actor, and then Robert Downey Jr. is there.
Who's the main?
Who's the main guy? I'm looking at the poster. The main guy's above his head is the name Robert Downey Jr. So I don't even know what's going on.
Oh, it has got Mark Ruffalo in it.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. That's the other guy.
Yeah, I just sort of said that.
So it's a lot.
It's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
I remember him.
What was he from?
I don't know. Something else. Oh, Donnie Darko. Wow.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
So Jake Gyllenhaal is a cartoonist in the movie, and you never get to see many of his cartoons, so you don't get to see much of what he does. He draws political cartoons, I think. Basically, he spends most of the time investigating the case for some reason and then getting yelled at because he's meant to be drawing cartoons.
Oh, he's also in Brokeback Mountain.
It's sort of like it's also another sort of thing like throughout the movie. It feels like he's sort of going crazy and that most of the stuff he's thinking of isn't right.
Oh, it's like Fight Club.
It's exactly like Fight Club.
Right.
And then it turns out at the end that Robert Downey Jr. is also him.
Wow.
Which I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
but yeah, basically, if you want to know sort of the rough idea of the movie, it's the serial killer. The cartoonist is sort of hunting him down through the investigative facts and things like this. He like rented books from the library and then all of a sudden thought he was a genius. And then at the end, it turns out he was a genius, but they couldn't do anything about it.
He's the Zodiac killer.
Yeah, it's weird. Every now and then it gets like one of those moments where it seems like the person on the screen was meant to be the Zodiac killer.
But then Iron Man goes out of the picture. And Mark Ruffalo goes, I'm actually, and he like hulks out and throws some people.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I'm surprised you were able to recall that having not seen it.
Yeah. Man, he was also in Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
But like the game, not the movie. Wait. No, the movie. Wait, no.
How many games are there of that concept?
A lot more than I thought. What? There was an old Prince of Persia movie? Wait.
There's an old Prince of Persia game as well.
Yeah, there's heaps of Prince of Persia games. There was a game before it was a movie.
That's right. It's that like one of the first games to use real motion capture and translate it into a cartoon for the game. I think. Unless I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But it's that one where he has the magic knife which stops time or it starts time or something.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's the game's always had this awesome concept. I don't know if it was in the original game.
I wanted on PSP, the only good PSP game.
Yeah, where you could reverse time.
Yeah, I never got it because it was always never available.
Yeah. So it's one of the earlier games to use rotoscoping to actually get the animation for the main character instead of just drawing him.
What is rotoscoping? Tell me what. I don't understand.
So basically a guy takes a video of his friend jumping around and then turns it into a game.
That's really mean.
It is.
I feel that guy had real life dreams and aspirations.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure he had a lot more that he thought his life would accomplish.
You gotta run over there. Okay, now you're a game. No.
Aha! I'm going to base my entire game around this.
But
yeah.
Persia.
It's also sort of lazy.
Yeah, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about now. It's like how Gollum, the guy who played Gollum, was just like wearing a blue suit and stickers.
Yeah, kind of like it'd be like that, except if Lord of the Rings was a cartoon and then they just pasted the guy into the cartoon.
Complicating it.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
that's
no.
basically the guy wasn't satisfied with how they moved in the old games, and fair enough.
It's
But
good.
he could have at least tried.
I think Zelda has the most realistic, like the original Zelda game has the most realistic movement out of any game.
Where it's just like Link like shuffling across
Like
what Zelda 1.
Richard Lin
Zelda 1.
like one leg goes all the way back, one leg goes all the way forward, and goes through the arms, and then the other one switch.
Yeah, no. Remember the story of the guy who was saying that's he made Zelda to sort of recreate his life traveling the countryside of his hometown? That's how he ran. He used to put one leg out in front of the other and sort of shuffle along.
Yeah, in the caves and stuff, and there was an old man.
Yeah. His hometown must have been really diverse in terms of landscape.
Yeah. Well, it has the Mountains of Doom, the Forest of Forget, the Ocean of Despair. What a nice place to grow up.
Yeah. Oh, he must have loved it.
Jungle Park.
Because like I think about where I grew up, it was just all forest. There weren't like a mixture of cactuses.
I didn't have like a snowy
then forest and then caves with old men in them.
Yeah, I didn't have access to all 10 elements.
I know. What I wouldn't have given to have access to a cave with an old man in it. But no.
It'd be really inconvenient to live in a place like that, though. Because, like, in terms of the distance travel in that game, like, the trip to school was longer than the whole map. So, like, just catching the bus, you, like, cross through, like, the snowy Alps, the desert of horror.
Yeah, you don't get one biome for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, the forgotten woods and the Darklands.
It's probably really hard to farm there.
Yeah.
So in Zelda, most of the sunny map would be taken up by farmland.
Yeah.
And then all the good land for housing would be apartmentalized because they need to make space for everyone.
Yeah, we'd have to all live out in the Darklands where it wasn't fertile, because what little fertile land we did have, we had.
Yeah, no, it'd probably still be nice to grow up in Zelda land where no one dies.
I don't know,
except the evil people.
The woods of forgetting are always a lot bigger than they seem.
Oh yeah, we could capitalize on that.
Yeah, if you don't travel right twice, like it's a whole new area.
Yeah, you could have lost apartments.
Yeah. Once you sort of know your way around, that's where I reckon I'd live.
Yeah, exactly.
You just need a map.
Yeah. So another thing that I was thinking of is, do you get like those times where like, you watch like one TV show and then you stumble on all these other TV shows that have the same actors? Yeah. And like you end up having like a themed week of the same actor throughout all these like 5 different TV shows. I guess it's not that like universal, but I started watching BoJack Horseman and I was like, oh, that's what's his name? Will Arnett or something? And he's in Arrested Development. And then so started watching Arrested Development again. And then so I've got the same guy through a few shows.
Yeah.
Like what shows have you been watching?
Very little, to be honest. I've been trying to watch shows, but then I just sort of watch like people's highlight to the best parts from Rick and Morty.
Ah, yeah.
So I just watch a lot of YouTube. That's all I've been watching lately. Just like 10 most depressing bits in Rick and Morty was the last one I watched.
Yeah.
It's just like him after they blow up themselves up and then they're burying their own bodies, and it's just Morty clearly having shock/PTSD.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that was a good bit. I love this show.
Yeah, Morty
that's the next bit.
Morty is pretty good at being terrified.
Yeah, it seems mostly he's gonna probably have a very tragic life.
Yeah.
That is Rick. I don't know. That show's fucked up.
I mean, it's pretty likely that he'll grow up into like a Rick type character.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know, he seems to have like a lot of friendliness compared to Rick.
Yeah.
Although maybe throughout his life he'll have it beaten out of him, and then he can be bitter like Rick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is a parent.
Yeah, so he has a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. I mean, he was a parent for like a short time, and I think his kid's probably already out-aged him and hates him.
Yeah. So, and then another thing I was thinking of was, what do you call it when you listen to an audiobook?
Listening to an audiobook.
But did you say you read the book?
I always say both and say,
That's what I mean. Because I had, like 7 hours to kill on a drive, so I listened to all of World War Z, the original book. But I listened to it, I didn't read it. But now I felt like I read it.
Well, you did read it.
I know I did, but it doesn't sound right.
Yeah. I just say I read it for the sake of simplicity, because you kind of sound like a douchebag when you're like, oh, I listened to a good book.
Yeah, I know, that's the problem. I'd be like, yeah.
It's kind of wanky.
Yeah, I listened to a book.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, people were able to say, oh yeah, I listened to a book on tape. But audiobook doesn't flow as well.
Even though audiobook, I think, is a better way to read books. Personally.
Oh, definitely. Like, this is like one of my first audiobooks I've read. And see, it's wrong. It's not right.
Yeah.
What's the word? Yeah, I'm gonna
look up. Actually listened. I listened to.
I listened to a good book.
Yeah.
And I need to look up synonyms for read.
Don't think there is any. I think it's just listen. I listened to a good audiobook. But
yeah.
I think for the sake of shortening discussions, if you don't feel like discussing the pros and cons of audiobooks each time you mention a book you read, you just sort of go, I read a good book.
Yeah. Yeah, see, so you get to say that you read it, is my point. That's the conclusion.
I reckon you read it.
Yeah, I did read it. And
I had a good book for me.
when I read World War Z while driving, I realized how little to do with the movie it has. Have you seen the movie?
I haven't seen it. I didn't know it was a book either.
Oh, okay. Well, you probably never heard of it because you're a hermit who doesn't know good things.
So it's just like Walking Dead, the movie?
No, it's nothing to do with Walking Dead, except for the zombies and the apocalypse. But basically, the difference between the movie and the book is the movie is like a blockbuster of like this guy who just runs across the country and the planet. And then World War Z.
Photoshopped onto his face.
What's that?
I know. When it was all blurry and unpixelated, it looked like you just sort of photoshopped your face onto Brad Pitt's face.
No. So the book, which is far more dramatic, it's like a collection of interviews from people in like retrospect of like how it happened, how they survived, what there was like going through the army and things like that, and how people survived in the cold. And it was really cool. And it was nothing to do with the movie. And I feel ripped off.
Yeah. Think of it as expanded canon. It was just exactly the same thing. What's the point of rereading it? You watched it.
Yeah.
What I like about listening/reading Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Watching the show, it's like watching the show again, but just with way more detail.
Oh, okay. I haven't read Game of Thrones. Is there an audiobook I can read?
Yeah.
Is it like
says some things weird? Like he says fire instead of Peter.
Oh, weird.
Like I think he says, what's the name of the shit king? The kid?
Ah. God, it's been so long.
Jeffrey sometimes instead of Joffrey.
Shithead.
Calls him Jeffrey instead of Joffrey sometimes.
Jeffrey. He sounds too upbeat when you call him Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. It's just like,
aw, Jeffrey.
Sort of put your hands on your hips and go, your shenanigans won't. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think audiobooks are great.
I'm digging them. I haven't read any. I listened to a cool psychology one, which was actually pretty good. Although I feel like I feel like it didn't finish. I think it skipped around a bit because I cut it up weird.
Yeah.
Because I buy stuff off Audible, but then I don't like to listen to it in Audible form. I like to put it on my MP3 player, so I have to like convert it into MP3 player,
No, don't do that.
which leads to weird results sometimes.
Yeah.
But what I did listen to was pretty interesting. It was called The Brain.
The Brain.
Yeah, it's a very distinctive name. Something Eagleman.
Eagleman. It's. I mean, that book you could say was written by the Brain as well.
Yeah.
So it's basically the Brain story by the Brain.
Yeah. Brain by a Brain.
Yeah. Was it originally a book?
Yeah.
Was it called The Brain Book?
I went to a bookstore and went, I'm going to buy this book. And then I went and downloaded it.
I've just put a random book cover there. It's The Brain, The Story of You by David Eagleman.
Yeah, Eagleman.
Eagly Man.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's the right book.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
Based on information.
Yeah.
He should have titled it by David Eagleman's Brain.
Yeah, he should have, but I think he was going for a serious approach. If it was wackier and had more cartoons in it.
I mean, his name is David Eagleman. He could at least give us a catchy joke or something.
And part eagle, part man.
He sounds like he sounds like either a comedian or a cop who doesn't play by the rules.
Eagle Man?
Eagle Man! I want you in my office now!
He'd also be a superhero, I guess. Imagine if stuff like Spider-Man and all that were just their surnames.
Yeah.
David
Harry
Spider-Man.
Harry Spider-Man.
Jeff
Yeah, what would
Jeff Batman.
I'm trying to think of a superhero that doesn't incorporate what they are into their name.
Good luck.
Yeah. I guess the Green... What was the Green Lantern? Did he glow?
Had a ring which made imagination real.
Okay, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be like if his name was Sean Lanternman.
Sean Green Lanternman.
Seth Green.
Yeah, Seth Green Lanternman.
Seth Green McFarlane Rogan.
Man.
There's got to be something where those three guys are in one room.
Probably. Well, Seth MacFarlane.
Because they're all jackasses.
Well, like Seth McGreen and Seth MacFarlane are both Robot Chicken.
Oh, is Seth MacFarlane to do with Robot Chicken?
Yeah.
Is he?
Writers.
Is he?
Yeah.
Since when?
He might. Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
I'm probably wrong, knowing you.
I feel like he's been involved with it because it's definitely the Family Guy in some fashion. Because they reference each other all the time.
Yeah, they do. I remember now. But I've never heard Seth MacFarlane attached to Robot Chicken, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. So then how do we get Seth Rogen involved with it?
Seth Rogen has guest starred on it. Seth Rogen, Robot Chicken.
So Seth Green was on That 70s Show.
What?
Well, one of those was on That 70s Show. It was either Seth Green or Seth Rogen. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Seth Rogen.
One of them were on That 70s Show that I remember.
Yeah, I'm going to say it was Seth Green. Seth Green was on That 70s Show.
About a paddle.
Seth Rogen was on that other show that pretty much equivalents to That 90s Show.
He was on Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, Freaks and Geeks, That 90s Show.
Well, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't nearly as good as what you expected to be based on...
I know. You hear Seth Rogen is in this comedy, and you're like, ooh, that's going to be interesting. And then you watch it, he just sort of stands there looking annoyed at everything.
Geeks wasn't even really a comedy. It was just like Degrassi, but just with like...
Yeah. But you go into it thinking it is.
Yeah, you expect funny because it's all the funny people, but they're just like, we're serious actors, but we're kids. And you go, this is shit.
Yeah.
I've been betrayed. Seth Green's Burger King outtakes.
Seth Green did Burger King ads?
On Robot Chicken.
Ah, okay, snaps into focus.
Seth Rogen, Yahoo Answers. Here we
What
go.
if we write Seth Green versus Seth Rogen?
Well, that's exactly what I've got up right now on Yahoo Answers. Who do you like better and why? Oh man, what are the answers? What? Yahoo's gorgeous new tablet. I don't care. All right. All right, let's see. So the answers are Seth Rogen, Seth Rogen, Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I think Seth Rogen just wins by
Has a
default.
bigger role, and Seth Green is great, but Rogen is better.
Yeah.
Seth Green's an annoying midget.
So the other thing I was thinking out because of World War Z is how would you survive the zombie apocalypse with 1 day of preparation?
How would you? Or are you asking me that?
I'm asking you.
It depends where I am. I used to think about that when I was working in a kitchen. And there's
Yeah.
always like, there's so many good things I could use here. There's like the blender, which like you use to chop up shit in a cauldron or whatever.
I mean,
Use it
yeah.
to like, blend zombies' heads. And there's like so many sharp objects and pots that you could throw and all this. But
Yeah.
feel like,
I mean, that
you
sounds alright, but it doesn't sound that great.
have a lot of dry foods to survive on.
Yeah, that's true. The security is usually pretty good at restaurants and things.
Yeah. Although if I was
'Cause-
working security, I'd leave.
No, I mean, like, just basically like the lockdown and the doors and stuff. They're designed for drunk people, so
Yeah.
they're already sort of accounting for the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. Like, I feel like after certain hours, you have to push a button to get in, and the other person has to push a button to let you in. I know they have this safe there, which is like, you couldn't get through it with a rocket launcher, so you just dive in there.
You just
But, like,
crawl into the safe.
You only have air for a couple of hours.
Yeah, it's probably a bit shorter than it's going to take to clear all this up, so
Yeah.
maybe.
I was thinking of that. Then I was thinking of my sleep clinic job. I was like, no, this wouldn't work. I'd die. My current job is at the top of a building. I'd probably die there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could jump in the elevator and get killed on the way down. I don't know. Ideally, there'd be a slippery dip leading out of the balcony off the building. I go, woo! And just but we don't. I don't think there is that. And the first aid's on the top story, so I'd have to go up to get that if I got bitten.
The first aid is useless once you get bitten.
You don't know that.
You're one of those lingerers who's like, no, I'm fine, help me, I just need to put a band-aid on it.
Yeah, we're all that, though.
Yeah, we are all that, but
We're all that.
you gotta brave up and realize that you're gone, Zeb.
Yeah, I wouldn't, though. I'd hide it. I'd be that guy that hides it.
Fuck you.
No.
No.
Like, oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. And I pull my sleeve up and I don't have an arm. It's just all like, and there's like, maybe it'll be fine if I just ignore it.
I hate that guy. She really would be that guy.
Yeah, well, I'll be just slapping around my mincemeat arm going, it's fine, it's fine.
Oh, you suck.
And I'll be like coughing blood up and going, ooh, I've got a flu.
Oh, man. I feel a bit tired. You guys better carry me with you.
Yeah, I'll get in this wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Position me near your neck. I'll just carry me in a backpack.
Yeah, no, I think you'd do a little bit better than me because you're not in quite as heavily a populated area.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be fucked.
I'd be screwed. Like, it'd kick in and then like half an hour later, all the motorways would be stopped. All the people, everyone in the city would be infected. Darling Harbour would be awash with blood and zombie corpses.
What if you just hopped on a boat?
No, probably the government would shoot you down.
Down? You're not flying it.
No, they don't like people in boats.
I guess that is true.
That's
I think
true.
they're okay with boats leaving, just not boats coming in. Just don't come back.
Well, what if I need to come back?
There's a zombie apocalypse here. Why would you want to come back?
Things will cool down. I need to get back to my audiobooks.
Take them with you. They're audio books.
Yeah, but I keep them
They
in...
really take up zero space.
I keep them on CDs that I tuck inside real books.
Give it the times, man. CDs are so before.
Yeah, when are CDs? Everyone knows when floppy disks are.
Yeah.
They're so
Yesterday, that's where they are.
ages ago.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's like between floppy disks and CDs and USB storage, there was like zip disks or something.
I've never heard of those.
You've never heard of zip disks?
No.
They were like I never actually saw one.
Shit.
They did sound shit. Well, I've got a picture of one, and it looks exactly as horrible as I imagined.
Is it just a floppy?
It looks as it's like a fat, slightly curved floppy disk that looks chunky and horrible. And it probably holds like the size of like 4 floppy disks. But like I'd always see the drives in old computers and be like, oh, that looks like a technology that no one ever used.
When I Google zip disk, it just comes up with a floppy disk.
No, that's a zip disk. They're
It's
fatter. They're like really...
It looks like a Nintendo 64 cartridge.
Yeah. It looks like, especially the one I'm looking at, which is like slightly blue. It looks like the GameCube. It's like...
The new
Also-
the new Nintendo console isn't going to use discs.
Since when did they?
All the modern consoles do.
Yeah, I know, that's weird. What is it? Is it purely download?
No, it's like a DS, like a card,
Oh.
like a little, like an SD card essentially.
Oh.
But I think you can also download games.
Yeah.
They're keeping stuff like that just so the stuff like EB Games doesn't completely stop existing overnight.
Yeah. I think they're also... I think they're cross-compatible with the latest DS. I'm correct?
I'm not sure if that's true yet.
I've heard.
I feel like you've heard wrong.
I'm pretty sure that's true. I've been in proximity of the
I
Switch.
think I remember hearing someone saying that would be cool if that happened, but then I remember hearing someone else saying that it wasn't confirmed that would happen.
I mean, historically, it's always been one console behind they were compatible with.
No, that hasn't been a thing except for the PS2.
No, I think you're wrong.
Nintendo's never done it.
Hey, guy, no. Game Boy Advance.
The PS2 did it. Nothing else does it.
Yeah.
You can't play GameCube discs on a Wii. You can't play Wii discs on a Wii U. You can't play...
You don't know that.
Actually, you can play Wii discs on a Wii U, but you can't play...
Aha!
You
You are
can't play
wrong.
Wii U things on a Shift. Why would
A
they be
Shift?
compatible?
What's
Yeah,
it?
that's the new one.
A Shift.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch.
You're wrong.
The
So that
Shift.
nullifies your entire argument.
One sec. We got the internet right here. Is the backwards compatible?
Yeah, historically, far as I remember, yeah, they're pretty decent with backwards compatibility. I guess you couldn't play NES games on the Nintendo 64.
I mean, they'll let you download them later. Like, we'll probably be able to download those games for the Switch, but we won't be able to use our DS cartridges in the Switch.
Yeah, that's probably it.
They'll be just like, hey, you can still get them remastered. Hey, money.
Is that like the guy from Star Wars 1?
Yeah,
We're gone with you!
he now sells Nintendo.
Nah, he probably would. That's
Nintendo Switch finally reveals if it will be backwards compatible.
okay, and is it?
It's not just a yes or no answer, which is really annoying. So let's just
Fucking
talk about
article.
other stuff while I read this and find out if I'm right.
Okay. So,
Doesn't
another...
support Spyro.
In terms of interesting Nintendo history, there's also the CD Nintendo 64 that they were gonna do, but they didn't. Do you remember that? I mean, not remember, but have you heard about that?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. It's not going to be backwards compatible. What'd you say?
No! Why not?
It's not.
Why not?
Because they wanted to save space for candy and snacks. I don't know.
But yeah,
Um,
when Nintendo was like getting all like competitive when they were doing the 64, they were gonna do a Nintendo 64 that had CD compatibility, so they could do like motion videos and things like that.
oh, wow.
You know the extension port in the bottom?
Mm.
That was meant to hook into things instead of just be there.
But is this the GameCube?
No, Nintendo 64.
Oh, wow. Because the GameCube had a heap of that as well. It was like all these cables which just never actually got used.
Yeah, I remember the GameCube. It had the link thing for hooking up a Game Boy so you could play games.
Yeah,
So you could play Four Swords.
Yeah, that actually worked though. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, Four Swords is awesome. I only ever played it in an emulator.
No, we played it.
No, did
Played
we
on
ever
Game-
get it? Did we get it working on the Cube?
Yeah, we played it on GameCube. We just yelled at each other for 6 hours.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It was just we both wanted the blue character to be our secondary character,
Oh, right. Yeah.
and the whole game was just us arguing about that. Didn't really it was like, that was fun.
Yeah, no, Four Swords is great. It's
Yeah,
basically
that was
it's
a different
basic.
what we were talking about.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one that is.
Hmm.
Basically, Four Swords is a social experiment of can people not throw each other into a hole repetitively.
The answer is they can't.
Yeah, no, that's
They
what
can't.
that's what the result was. They can until they do, and then they don't.
They keep doing it.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah, that's my memory of playing that game. Just sort of chucking, being like, okay, I'll stop. And then you play the game briefly until the other
Yeah.
person lets the guard down. And you chuck down, take all their rupees and run off.
Yeah. So how's your Goomies going?
I currently have 126.5 billion. The total amount I've ever had is 54.5 trillion, though.
Is that a lot?
Well, so one, in terms of units of measurement, you have one. Then you have
Yeah.
100, which is 100 lots of one. Then you have 1,000, which is 10 lots of 100.
Yeah.
And then you have 100,000, which is 100,000 ones.
Okay.
Then you have 1,000,000, which is 10 100,000 lots.
You've got my attention.
Pardon?
You've got my attention.
Yeah, then you have 1,000,000,000, which I think is 1,000,000 millions.
Oh God.
And then 1,000,000,000,000, which I think is 1,000,000,000 billions.
Oh man.
I think. I don't quite recall. It might just be that 1,000,000,000 is 100 million. No, it's not. It's definitely 1,000 million.
Oh God.
Yeah, so I've got a lot.
That sounds like a lot.
I'm definitely winning in the Google realm.
What do you mean the Google?
Like that's not like the Gumi realm rather, but like the biggest number you can have, which I've had before, is like Google. Just a Google like a Google.
Oh right. A Googleplex or something.
Yeah. Then you can have a Googleplex.
That's horrible. You should be ashamed of yourself.
It's a Googles. I don't have to do anything. I only click it once a week when we're podcasting.
Exactly.
And I'm just, man, if only money was like this, I'd be so rich.
That's horrible. It's horrible.
All the wealth would concentrate in the few very quickly, and the few would be me, because I'd have all the Goomies. I would be a benevolent Goomy controller.
Would you though?
I would give other people some Goomies, as long as I still had an even amount of Goomies.
I don't believe that.
Like if I had to go below, like if I say I had 1 billion Goomies, like
Yeah.
exactly 1 billion Goomies, I wouldn't give any Goomies then. But about 1,000,000,001, I'd totally give one out.
One.
Yeah, because I've got to stay at exactly 0,000. I don't want any some weird numbers.
Okay. All right.
I don't want any of that. No one does, do they?
I don't know. Maybe.
Psychopaths. Psh.
Yeah. So yeah, basically you should be ashamed of yourself and good work.
Thanks. I am ashamed.
Oh, good. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I finally got one of the biggest thing you can get, which is a
Yeah.
photon collider. It's a particle accelerator whose sole purpose is to collide photons in order to create Goomies.
Oh God.
It costs 31.5 trillion, and the level it up costs 2.59 quintillion.
Oh God.
I haven't got a quintillion yet, but I think I'm getting close.
If the game had microtransactions, would you buy any?
Oh, it's hard to say. If
It's
I
hard
could
to
see,
say.
like, I don't think I would if I could only see my own. But if I could see other people's Gumi scores, then it might become likely. I wouldn't mind having a Gumi which was red instead of purple.
Okay.
If they could see my Gumi was better than their Gumis, then I might do it.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you were thinking of?
No.
Okay. So
The buffer on the video seems to have stopped.
yeah, no, it's cool. We'll see.
44 minutes. That's a pretty good amount of time. I'm happy.
All right. All right. Sweet. Say your favorite things to say at the end of anything. Classy.
Thank you.
But basically, we're trying to make interesting things. Like we did a drawing video in a playlist called Drawing, and it's not drawing at all. It's basically doodling all over a page and yelling at it.
Gotta get a stylus.
And it's really interesting. Someone actually commented. It said, "Good job, very very good drawing." So thank you. Someone, some artist did. I have a feeling he's a bot. I don't know.
Weird.
Because he like really said the drawing was nice, which doesn't sound right because the drawing's not nice.
Oh, there's a lot of emotes in it too.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. And he has a lot. Wow, his drawings are way better than ours.
I know. That's the first thing I did. I checked out his channel. I was like, "What are you doing, man?"
Was he actually insulting us?
I hope so.
Based on like how these drawings, I'm pretty sure are real things that he's making with a pen.
Yeah. You know, I hope so because I don't want to believe someone out there who thinks the drawing we were doing was actually nice.
I think it was nice.
I think it was good. I wouldn't call it nice. But if you want to check that out, go check that out. And if you don't, just leave. Just get away from your computer, walk away from this life, and start your new life as a Gumi clicker.
But not my Goomies. Get your own Goomies.
Imagine if it was a competitive thing where if you clicked one, you took it away from someone else.
That'd be great.
You wouldn't have any in that case because people would take them off you.
I would win because I'd get a bet. I'd be better at Gumi clicking. I don't have to be, but I could be.
Yeah. Anyway, let's end this. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time. And until then,
bye, guys.